How's it going? This is Hoiman, and today we're taking a look at the Good Smile Madoka Kaname figure. So this is the front of the box. Got a very nice window display to see the whole figure inside, but then the box is very decorated. Really has that Madoka feel to it. Down here we have the name of the character as well as an illustration. And then we have the Good Smile Company logo here. Moving on to the side, we have a nice picture of the figure, and the packaging is like a soft touch to it, but then the illustration is kind of embossed, so it has some texture to it, so it feels very high quality. On the other side, another illustration plus a little window to see inside. The top, pretty much the same as the front, so you got the same pattern as well as a window. And then the bottom is quite plain. Then we move on to the back. Again, we have a nice display of the figure from various angles, and it's very nicely decorated. And at the bottom we just have some Japanese legal stuff. And to open, you just simply flip open the top. Like so. And then the figure just simply slides out. And then the inside of the box is quite nice as well, with this blue sort of pattern. So first up we have some instructions just saying how to put the figure together, but it's pretty self-explanatory. And here we have the figure still in its packaging. So now you can see the stand and the weapon that she comes with. And then to open, you just simply cut the tape on the side. And there we go. We have the figure itself. So I'll quickly put the figure together ready for display and put it in a light box to continue this review. So I'll see you there. So here we have the figure fully displayed now. So we'll take a closer look. And the sculpt on this figure is just really nice. There's a lot of detail, and the paintwork is just really clean and just overall really high quality, really. You can see how like the under of the skirt is really sculpted in layers and stuff. Ooh. I'll get to that in a bit. And you can see her skirt is just full of detail. All the crease and folds are present, and there's like shading throughout as well. Just overall a very nice piece. And then you see her clothes has like the wrinkles and the folds as well. And a nice bow. And then moving on to her face. Just overall really captures the character of Madoka really well. I really like how the eyes are rendered. It really gives that anime effect. And then she has the blushes as well, which expresses her character quite well. And then the movement in her hair is very dynamic as well. Just gives the figure a lot of movement. Now moving on to her weapon, it's also very nicely sculpted, and then down here it blends from brown into the green, and then these bits here are also transparent as well. It's a nice transparent red, which really gives the overall weapon a nice finish. And up here you have the rose as well, really nice touch. And then down to her shoes, it's a glossy finish for the red, so they really pop out from the overall figure. So overall really nice. And then moving on to her base, it's a transparent sort of pink sort of circle for the base. And then for the stand itself, it's just this kind of whirlwind that's quite present throughout the show. And then the way the figure is attached to the base is by a metal peg, like so. So you don't have to worry about the figure like warping or bending over time. For the most part, it should hold the figure in place for a very long time. Like so. And the piece that fell off is the bow and arrow part. So it's just one solid transparent part really. And here there's a little peg which attaches to the bow. And the hole here is just behind there. But it is a bit finicky to attach. So I won't do that on camera since it takes some time. I guess that's one issue that I'll address, is that the way that it attaches to the bow is just by that hole there, but it's very finicky to put in there because of the kind of angle, how close it is to the hand. And once you get it in there, it kind of just doesn't, it stays in, but only the slightest touches will just drop off. So it's a small issue, nothing too big of a problem, but just something to note. And then her necklace here is actually a transparent red as well. Again, it adds to the finish. So yeah, that's the figure. Let's have a look at the accessories. So for accessories, we're going to have a look at the base again. Like I already said, it's a translucent base with a nice fading of a pink on the rim. And then this part is just, for the stand itself, it's just like this kind of whirling wind effect, which is slightly softer plastic. But the part that actually holds the figure, this metal bar, actually goes all the way throughout the wind and attaches to the base. So that gives it a strong support. And like I already said, it won't have any problem in holding the figure for long periods of time. Next up is her weapon. And for the most part, it's a simple sculpt, but it has a lot of botanical sort of feel to it. And as already said, these parts are translucent, so it really adds to the finish. And then the way the figure holds is that this peg attaches to the hole in her hand, like so. You can just see that in there. And her hand is a bit of a softer material as well, so you shouldn't have too much problem in slotting the weapon in there. But like I already said with this part of the arrow, it can be a bit difficult attaching it to the weapon. But once you get it in there, it looks nice, but like I mentioned already, just kind of the lightest of touches, you can just easily loosen it. Yeah, like so. But like I mentioned already, it isn't too much of an issue once you get it in there. So the final thoughts on this figure, if you're a huge fan of the character or the show itself, then I highly recommend getting this figure. It's a very nice sculpt, very dynamic pose, and the use of translucent parts is very interesting, and the base itself is the more unusual sort of base as well, so it really adds to the whole figure and finish. But yeah, like I said, if you're a huge fan of either the character or the show, then I highly recommend getting this figure. And as far as I know, this figure hasn't really risen in price or anything too much, so you can still get it for the usual standard price that when it was released. But yeah, if you're looking to get it, then I guess I could recommend getting her earlier than later, just in case that the prices do go up. But yeah, that's my review of this figure. Thank you for watching and enjoy some pictures.